Hi guys. Oh my gosh, I am Love. It is a pleasure to meet you. I just experienced this amazing thing today. I did something totally different in the morning. I went traveling around and I came upon this amazing contraption. I was told that I could either pay inside or I could pay at the actual thing. And what I did was I decided to pay at the actual thing. I went over and I just gazed upon this very dark looking thing. And then I paid, and then there were instructions. There were instructions to move forward. As I moved forward, there were instructions to pause and then to stop. And then I waited. And before I knew it, as I waited, there was this amazing thing that happened. Wetness, water started to fall all around me. It was incredible. Wow. And yet, I remained completely dry. And as I sat and experienced this, there was kind of a soft, fluffy coating that occurred all around me. And that particular coating was kind of a fluffy, translucent, kind of white. And I just sat there and enjoyed how this coating came all around me and yet not on me. I enjoyed the texture. I enjoyed how it interacted with my environment. And I just sat and marveled in the beauty of it. And then another thing happened. Then an increasing amount of moisture, like a thunderstorm, came rushing at the environment all around me. Just shh. Like a huge hurricane of force that just surrounded me. And I just marveled in it again, and I just felt it. I felt the excitement of it, you know? I just looked around and just noticed how, again, yet I was completely dry, and yet there was this immense force completely enveloping me, right? And I watched, and I looked on the sides, and I started to look at the gears of this contraption and the intricacies of how the technology was moving about me and being able to move about in a very simplistic way. And how it reminded me of when you see tractors out there dig dirt and the wheels of a tractor, right? And how thing was just so ingenuitively done, and how much technology goes from one technological type contraption to another technological type contraption, right? And we evolve in these different ways, and yet we have one thing that flows into another, like certain things can be used for other things. And as I sat there in this immense, just like excitement of, oh my gosh, here it goes again. And yet there was like this gentleness that came in. And then there were these colors of the threefold flame of the pink, the blue, and this kind of like, maybe it was white instead of yellow, but like these beautiful bubble colors, right? Just enveloping my environment all over again, cleansing, clearing, just watching as that fluffiness was different. It was like little clouds all over the place, and they were kind of like moving, like clouds moving. You know, normally clouds move to the side, right? These clouds are moving vertically, and I could see all the different waves happening within it, right? And before I knew it, the immense force was back again, and the immense force was coming through, and the water was flying, and it was like a complete surging and a like shaking of my environment, right? And I just sat there and enjoyed it, and it felt just, I can't even tell you the feeling of like going into an environment like that and seeing it with new eyes, feeling it with my body in a new way, and just the excitement beyond it, like being on a new ride, right? Like going to an amusement park and just being on a totally new ride. And you're like, what's this? What's this? What's coming? What is this that's happening? What's next? And then before I knew it, there was a wind of a tornado that enveloped my whole environment, and everything was blowing around. And yet, everything on my body was completely still, right? And I closed my eyes. And as I closed my eyes, I felt my whole environment shaking. And it felt like I was in a cockpit of like a spaceship. And I allowed myself to imagine myself in a cockpit of amazement, of like waiting as the shuttle was about to take off, and then feeling the surge again as this wave came through of an actual takeoff of the environment I was in up into the stars, and seeing the stars come towards me closer and closer, like going through the different atmospheres. And then as I broke through the different atmospheres, just this open space and the sun. And then the sun beeped at me. Yes, the sun beeped at me because I was brought back into the 3D world that we are in form, and the car behind me wanted to also experience this marvelous technological advancement that we've had of a car wash, right? Of a car wash. So, where am I going with this? Well, on my channel, One Co-Creation, on YouTube, because I don't know if this is going on Insta or on YouTube, we explore our senses. We explore our clear senses, but we also pay attention to our physical senses. And we talk about how we can live the life we dreamed, how we can go out into this world and bring our spiritual energetics into practicality, and how a simple allowing of oneself to enjoy something that could be mundane in your life, or a regular routine in your life, or maybe you don't go through that experience very often like me. And I was wanting to bring love in my life, love to this vehicle right here, love to the vehicle I'm currently in, right? And when I do that, I bring love to the world. I just brought love to you. I am love, by the way. It's a pleasure to meet you. And I just brought love to you in this day, a whole new way, a whole new lens to look through these eyes anew for the world around you. So join me at 11:11 Mountain Standard Time, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll be on today at 11:11. I never know what's going to come through. Sometimes it's a certain topic and there's a channeled message that comes through. Sometimes I just look at the comments and I have a little discussion with the people who are there with me live and just see what's going on in your life. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you again today.